2 months ago in November, we made $75,000 in about 24 hours, I think it was, or 12 hours, after running a live workshop. And during this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to now recreate the live workshop and all the material that I'm going to be doing within the workshop that I'm hosting. Tomorrow. So we've got 2 live workshops hosting tomorrow. If you click the link on my profile below or send me a DM, we're going to be running the custom GPT AI LinkedIn workshop. Essentially what I'm going to do on the call, like I did last time, is I rebuilt someone's entire LinkedIn profile and everything in 30 minutes using all of the 20 plus custom GPTs that I made. And so in this video, I'm just going to walk you through like how I'm prepping for the workshop. But first, before I get into that, I just want to explain like what makes a really successful workshop itself. And so I think about the workshop within a workshop or paid workshop kind of in 4 parts, right? So when you're creating a paid workshop, you kind of need, you need the kind of like the pre-research phase. You need the kind of like the hype phase. Then you need the prep before the workshop. And then you also need the post-workshop, what's actually going to happen. And because all of the stuff like within the actual workshop itself, like the prep and then the workshop happens here, but then sometimes people buy after, before and after. And so really when you host a workshop, like the sales process begins like once the person actually signs up and registers for the workshop. And so when you're thinking about this is kind of like, you know, pre-hype. I actually wouldn't even call this hype. I'd call this how to promote it, and how to prep, and then what do you do post-workshop to get most people in. So when you're thinking about creating a paid workshop, the best thing you want to do is you want to take an offer that's or something in the market that's already validated. What I mean by that is you don't want to just be like, oh, I think this is going to be interesting to my clients, I'm going to host this type of workshop. What you want to be doing is you want to pick a piece of content or something that your clients are really resonating with, but in particular, something that has gone really well on social media. So like there's this concept I like to talk about called selling the chocolate before the broccoli. And a lot of the time, the things that your clients value about you aren't the reason they came to you in the first place. And so when I'm thinking through like actually creating the prep for the actual workshop itself, the way I did it is I went back and I looked at like my top posts, for the past couple of months. And I was like, okay, which ones really stood out? Because I know that if it stands out on the LinkedIn feed for 15 seconds or even 2 seconds when someone consumes it, it means they might actually be interested in the actual workshop itself. And so essentially I scrolled through and I came across one of this post that I did here, which was essentially 14 different custom GPTs someone can use for LinkedIn. And this post got like much higher than I would usually get with 2,749 comments. And because of that, I was like, okay, well, people in my program are liking the custom GPTs. The custom GPTs themselves, it seems like it's something sexy. And although a lot of people, when they come in inside our program, they like the coaching, the accountability, they like the software we have, all that kind of stuff. This is the sexy thing that's happening in the market at the moment. And so because of that, I was like, okay, that's then going to be the topic of my workshop. So I'm not choosing the thing that I think my clients want. I'm choosing the thing the market is really attracted to so they can kind of bring them into my sphere. So that's how I think about prepping. Now, when it comes to promoting the actual workshop itself, this is like how you get people psyched and get them in. And so the way that I did like promo is essentially I'm hosting the workshop on tomorrow, which is Friday. I'm hosting 2 sessions for Australia and US. Australia, US, UK, India, Dubai, whatever time zones around the world, you can definitely come to it. It's on the Friday, right? And so I kind of only announced this workshop previously on the previous Friday. And I did it via sending one email. And I said, hey guys, I'm essentially going to be hosting a workshop next week. You want to come? Just reply back keen. And like 400 and something people replied back and they said keen, which was cool. Usually I do a bit more prep than this, but I only decided kind of last minute that we were going to do this workshop because sales were quite a bit lower this month. And also we're starting our 28-day challenge on the 26th of January. So I was like, okay, let's run a big workshop. Let's build some hype. Let's get some people in there and trying to enroll as many people into this 28-day challenge as well, because it's usually the best thing that gets clients the best results. And so it was Friday, I sent that out. And then what I did on the Monday, which was then I just sent another email out and I was like, yo, we're hosting this workshop. You want to come? And it was just very, very direct. And I've got about a 48,500 person email address. The annoying thing about our emails at the moment is we've got an issue with like, it's not sending it to Hotmail for some reason. So it's like, it's actually a lot less than that it's sending to. So I think like if you take out unsubscribes and stuff like that, like it didn't deliver it to that many people, which I was hoping for some more signups. I think we got like 450 registrations now, which is like pretty good for this short period of time. And then what I also did is I set up, so once people like say they're keen and then they register, right? So if they register from here, I've got like an email sequence or a chain that gets sent to them after that. And so it's just called, it's also the 3P chain. It's just called the proof, promise, plan. But I actually went promise, proof, and then plan. So the promise is just kind of like what we're going to be covering. The proof is like why it actually works. And the plan is like what we're actually going to be walking through step by step during the session. And so I'm sending that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to people before they come. But actually, if someone like registers today, they'll get all 3 emails kind of in one go because I want people to read, and because it's just got all context for the actual emails themselves. So Monday, and then also last night, I sent another promo email to get people to sign up. And then today, Thursday, I will also send another promo email to get people signed up. I think I gave my emails away another couple of days, but then I also have, once someone registers, they get an email, they get these 3 emails, and then obviously 12 hours before, reminder, 1 hour before, reminder, and then I'll be sending a post email after, which I'll be covering another day. And so that's kind of like how the actual promotion occurred. I've been promoting on LinkedIn, DMing people and all that kind of stuff as well, but really it's the email list that drives the highest number of signups and all that kind of stuff as well. So cool. And so now we're just going through what I'm going to be doing today, which is like the prep of like how I'm going to run the workshop. And so I'm going to run it. I'm not going to do anything crazy new because previously ran a workshop that we made $75,000. It was 2 workshops. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to take from the structure of what already worked before, and I'm just going to be running that same workshop because people found it the most valuable. And so the way I think about the workshop, it's kind of like, let's assume that this is like the timeline of the workshop. The very first thing that I like to do at the start of a workshop is I like to essentially I like to put people into breakout rooms. So I like to be like, guys, so pumped you're here. Really excited to have you on the session. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in some breakout rooms. You can meet some new people. Just say why you're most excited to be here. And like usually I'm having music playing and all that kind of stuff. Then people go into a breakout room. And then what happens is after the breakout room, they come back. I pick a few people. What are you most excited about? We pin them on or spotlight them on Zoom. So they pop up and they say what they're most excited about. So we kind of get into it. So that's kind of like the breakout rooms. Then after that, what I usually run is I run an agenda. So I usually just share a Google Doc. And it's like in the Google Doc is like, literally, this is what we're going to cover. And I'm going to be creating that one today. It's like, hey, First, I'm going to walk you through like the problem with LinkedIn right now, and then I'm going to show you some examples of custom profiles of like that have got it right. Then we're going to run through doing your offer. We're going to score your LinkedIn profile out of 100 to see how well niched you are. Then I'm going to pick one person from the crowd, and then I'm going to build your entire LinkedIn profile in 30 minutes on the call. And then after that, we're going to walk through so you guys understand the results. And then right at the end, I'm going to make you an offer to actually work with me. And it's a really great offer because we're starting a 28-day challenge. So if you want to make 2026 the year, the 28 challenge is the great thing. Last time, Beck booked 42 calls, Pedro made 140 grand, Caitlin closed 20 clients, and then I'll just add case studies and testimonials like within it. And then essentially, I didn't write agenda. And then essentially it's like, then I kind of like roll into it. So it's like, I'm going breakout room, agenda, and then I have the different structures of the call. And so the first one is like kind of the problem of LinkedIn. Then I show proof of it actually working as well. And then essentially I go into the audit where I get people to use a custom GPT on the call. And then the last little bit is, I probably stuffed this one up. Then the last little bit is after we do the audit, I do the 30-minute rebuild, and then I do the offer. And then I did something crazy last time where I said to everyone, all right, and I'm just going to stay on the entire call. I'm just going to stay on the call until I answer every single person's question. And both calls ended up going for, I'll show you how long they went for in Zoom, because I'm going to use the transcripts. One of them went for 6 hours and 36 minutes. The other went for 5 hours and 35 minutes. So they went for a long time. So it was a huge day, but it was actually like tons of fun. I really enjoyed coaching. So yeah, I just took a big rest the next day kind of thing. And so that's kind of the structure. And so a few key things or assets that I have to create today is I have to create the agenda the Google Doc that I'm going to share people, because people just like to know what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? The other thing that I'm going to cover is I'm going to build the actual offer, like the on-the-call offer, what they actually get. And then I'm just going to plan a little bit of a structure, an agenda for myself, like personal agenda, right? And just timings for myself so I can keep to those timings. Another couple of tricks or things that I do is I have a couple of my team members on the call. One of my team members will be moving people in and out of breakout rooms, muting people and stuff, which is really controlled. And what we'll also do is I have my three kind of community managers in the call, and they've actually already been pre-assigned leads. So they're actually DMing and chatting to people during the call, like the people who are kind of like qualified leads who have a good likelihood to buy. And they're actually pre-chatting to people before this session. And then kind of the way that the sell or the sales process works is I make the offer, right? And I say, hey guys, here's the offer. Here's the offer document. You can click this link to pay right now. And once you do pay, we're going to put you in a breakout room with one of my community managers who's then going to be able to onboard you and get you set up to onboarding call next week and to make sure you're all set up. And people like really, really like this. And so we kind of go offer, and then I go into any questions you've got, and then they go into breakout room. And so what a lot of people do is they hear the offer, then they go to the breakout room and they onboard, and they literally just come back into the main room and they just listen to all the questions, because everyone's question is exactly the same. It's like, what's wrong with my DMs? What's wrong with my content? Like, what's wrong with my offer? And I've seen this thousands and thousands and thousands of times. I obsess about this. I created a whole entire AI second brain on how to solve this. So the actual process I've found of like me staying on answering questions, we do like 30 to 40% more sales, just because people sit there and listen and they'll be like, okay, well, was this just a scripted fluke? Even though I do it live with someone, but people just listen. And I've had a lot of people saying, I came on with no intention to buy, and then I was like, I actually want to buy, which is really sick. And part of the urgency that I'll be able to add to this as well is that we are having a 28-day challenge starting the 26th of January. And the reason I'm doing this is like, the best results we get are when people take action, and then when we do it together. And then during the challenge, I'm going to be hosting daily calls literally every single day, coaching people every day. And so like, it's just, I've seen the biggest shifts and transformations with people, and I've seen people go from no business to like $30,000 a month in 4 weeks. And it's just because when you get fucking thrust into crazy action, especially around making money. Like I remember we did a hot seat with Caitlin. So what we do is we take our clients who are like some really good performing clients, and I say, hey, can I interview you for an hour to share how you did it? And then Caitlin joined the call, and she's like, honestly, I was like, what was the thing that made it for you? And she was like, it was the calls and it was the challenge. She's like, I went through the content because that got me up to speed. I learned everything, the software as well. But she's like, it was when I got on the calls every day and I got psyched, and then I did the challenge. And I was like, how many hours of DMing did you do in that 4 weeks? And she's about like 60 hours of DMing. She DM'd for 60 hours, but she closed about 19 clients in the end. And she actually ended up getting her dream role as a CMO of a AI startup company that's raised a lot of money. Now she runs an entire content team. So like she actually went the other way from like wanting to her own business, but she actually realized, no, I actually want to work in a company. I actually want to do that, which was such a fucking epic result. And so that's the reason why I'm doing the challenge. And so, yeah, a bit long-winded here, but like, I'm just going to be coming out with agenda, offer, my kind of like personal agenda and the kind of angles themselves, and then the kind of like the timings of how to actually put this together. And then at the end, you'll kind of see how this is all constructed. Feel free to come to the workshop. I'm going to try and live stream the workshop as well. I don't actually, hopefully it'll work, because I just don't know if it'll fuck up with my computer and everything. But yeah, that's what actually really matters with a workshop. I'm just coughing away. Okay, cool. And I made the mistake again. I should have just recorded me speaking just then, because then it would have provided all the context to the AI. Super annoying. Okay, cool. I'm not going to make that mistake again, because I should just be perma recording with Otter and then just paste everything into here. Let's just make sure that this is recording and that it actually does it. Every time I start the live stream, it just doesn't, the recording doesn't work. And then I have to like exit out of the web browser and I have to jump back in. Let me go here. All right, let's go back in. All right, so now I'm essentially going to just create all the stuff really and put it together. Now, what's really key is, I'll show you within Zoom as well. What's really key is I'm going to take the previous recordings that I did. I'm going to paste the entire transcripts, and I'm going to say to AI, you know, why did this work? Like, it's really, really key. So like, why did these things actually work? Okay, there it was. I'll grab the good old 6-hour one, because it's funny, because it's 6 hours. Okay, so I'm going to start by, I should have narrated and then recorded the entire thing. Super frustrating. Let's see if the dictation, is it working? Is it not? It always just doesn't work at the start of the recording, and then it just starts working randomly. Okay, cool. So we'll grab this, and then I'm going to grab the transcript, audio transcript. Okay, cool. And then I go, hey, so can you please, AI, can you please analyze this audio transcript that I've just uploaded? There was a paid workshop that I previously ran, and then during that paid workshop that I ran, it was really successful. I actually ran 2 workshops in a day. I might paste both of the workshop transcripts so you can analyze them both. And so what I want you to kind of get at is I want you to kind of why did it work? Why do we get so many sales? How did the structure happen? You can obviously see at the structure how the start is I started with an agenda. And then after the agenda, what I did is I did some breakout room stuff. I did the problem. Where I showed people's profiles. I rebuilt someone's profile on the call. And then what I did is I ran through the offer doc. So it's essentially set for an hour and a half timing. And I've obviously got to finish before that. Damn it. I should have set it for 2 hours. I'll do that again. Yeah, and I set it for an hour and a half, right? So obviously I got to get the offer in the last 15 minutes. Then I say I'm going to stay on the call. I do the breakout room with the team members and stuff like that, just so you have context. But like, I just want to know kind of like the timings and the structure of just kind of what I'm going to put and why psychologically like did this really work that well. Cool. So psychologically, I'm going to put my headphones on while I do this. And the recording will be uploaded to YouTube after and LinkedIn. So if you got a dip, just go back to YouTube and LinkedIn, it'll be on there. All right, cool. I'm gonna listen to some mad tunes while I do this. Oh, and if you want to work with us like right now, just go to school.com. So you just find this. I'll just show you in a new web browser, right? School.com, 6-figure creators, right? You can go to my LinkedIn profile. You can just join us right now for $399 a month, literally if you want, and you can start this thing like immediately. And especially after you click this, if you want to sign up for a year, it's $199 a month equivalent. So just come work with us. You can just start fucking immediately, and you can get a win like Marta did, where she already got someone saying yes, no sales script, no pitching, just an honest conversation. I like that. All right, cool. So now it's just going to analyze this, and it's going to go really into the structure of like why it actually worked. But really, I really like this. Essentially, if I use Otter this whole entire time, I can just actually paste my entire transcript. That's fucking cool. So what objectively worked? Extremely high talk density. Whoa, that's a lot of talking. Fucking lot of talking. Orientation, permission, problem deconstruction, social proof, cognitive mirror, live construction, offer. All right, this structure. Yeah, I'm just going through like why it actually works. And then at the same time, what I'm going to do, I'll read through that after because I'm going to paste all these learnings and create GPTs so you guys can kind of see it. So what I want to do is like, I want to show you the like agenda and the stuff. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like how I did it, right? And last time. So I created an offer doc, a document like this, which is the agenda. And I'm just going to make it exactly the same thing because it worked so well last time. Like literally, it was such a good workshop and like people got so much value and it kind of like opened them up because so many people spend so long on their profile and this and this. It's just like a waste of fucking time when they should just be doing the work. LinkedIn. Oh shit. No. All right. So the custom GPT. There we are. Cool. All right. So if I go here and I go copy, what a tune. I love getting extremely just caffeinated in the morning and then listening to tunes. And now I'm live streaming. Okay, the custom jet, what we're doing today. Here's what we're doing today. Okay, so we're going to cover why LinkedIn's working, people can't understand what you do, your content is attracting clients, your messaging is getting ignored, examples of what good looks like, short breakdown of high profile contents, live profile contents, get your score out of 100. And library, I'll read one person's profile using this, how our system works, quick overview of the frameworks and tools. Today's offer is included. What's it? Today's offer. Yeah, that's good. So that's pretty good. So then I just want to change the copy a little bit because this already worked last time. And then this is the agenda that essentially I paste this in the chat. I'm like, here's the agenda of like what we're covering. So because people just want to know like what's actually going on and how this session is going to be. All right, cool. And so get rid of that. And then what I need to do is I need to kind of like create the Christmas offer. And so I'm probably just going to make it the same offer as the Christmas offer. I don't even think I'm going to change much, to be honest. Actually, we're going to be having 8 live calls a week soon. Yes, we actually have. We have a therapist who's a coach in our program. And yes, that's weird because it's fucking required. We're bringing him in. He's a legend. It's actually like 850 founders now. I think this is good. I don't even think I need any more. It's a good offer. Oh, listening to Gladiator. This is amazing. I can't set it to 2 hours now because it's already 2 hours. Okay, so... Okay, so I think what I need to do... Okay, so I think what I need to do is I now need to come up with like... I need to come up with like the internal agenda. So I'm going to paste you the offer that I'm going to do on the call. The LinkedIn... Yeah, I'm going to paste you the offer I'm going to do on the call. I'm also going to paste you the agenda, the external agenda, and then I'm also going to paste in the current offer doc that people are getting sent before. Oh, this is a tip as well, is like, this is a tip for anyone. It's like before the actual workshop begins, right? So when you're sending the emails, you want to send the offer doc to them multiple times. Because some people decide on the call, but some people like to have the information beforehand and then they decide to make the initial investment on the call. And so like that's what it is. And so, and I'm kind of like making it our big thing that this is our kind of current offer, and like really the goal of like really the goal, like my kind of KPI, what I want to do now is I want to help our clients collectively make $1 billion in revenue. And I want to document the entire thing and just keep live streaming like this until we hit it, literally, and just keep going. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's like a mission that I can live by because I'm just super motivated by seeing other people win and just changing their lives like completely, which is just fucking epic. And so like we've got this offer doc here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the offer doc and just know that people are receiving this beforehand. And then on the call, there's like an on the call over for like a better price. And then there's also the LinkedIn GPT workshop. Sorry, the agenda. But then I just need to make like, I just want you to kind of like assess these, see where it's at. But then I think we've nearly got everything in place. And then what I need to do is I need to, what's the word? Custom GPT offer, here this offer. What I need to do, I literally forgot. I'll just paste that all in and just give me your... Actually, no, I need to create the internal run sheet. It's coffee not doing shit. I need to create the internal run sheet for my team, and so how I construct it. But I think how the run sheet goes, I just don't know if the breakout rooms... I think we're gonna have to skip the breakout rooms. The reason is because I think we've only got an hour and a half on the call, and when it was 2 hours, it was good. But I think what I'm going to do is I will pop people on the screen and I'll like I think I'm going to create a brief for my team, right? So the workshop length is going to be 90 minutes. We want to keep strictly to time so people can buy and they can move to the breakout rooms to buy. So for phase one, essentially this is going to be like a welcome. It usually takes like, when people first jump in, you usually have to wait like 5 minutes just because people are always late. And so what I'm going to do in that first 5 minutes, welcome guys, what's going on? How are you? And then I'll just like spotlight people on the screen and I'll say, yo, what are you most looking forward to during the workshop? And just do that and get the hype going as well. And then ask people, what are you most looking forward to in the chat? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce our team who's on the call. They're going to be chatting to you guys throughout. Any questions, feel free to DM them throughout this call. I'll obviously just be helping you guys. And then I think I would talk through, okay, cool. And the sole purpose of today is like, I'm going to show you how to rebuild entire profile with our custom GPTs. It's things that take people a year. And that's kind of, and then what I'm going to do and write it. And like, that's the whole entire goal. Guys, I'm going to run you through the agenda now. And then I need one of my team members to like paste the agenda. I'll make the assigned stuff as well for the team. But then I'm going to paste the agenda in there. The guys are going to walk you through what we're going to be covering in the agenda. And then I'll kind of like walk through like why LinkedIn isn't working, example of what good looks like. We're going to do a scoring system altogether. And then we're going to do like a live rebuild of somebody's on the program in here. And then we're just going to walk through how our system actually works. I'm going to make you guys an offer today to start working with us. It's going to be a crazy epic offer. It's the perfect time to start working with us because we're starting a challenge on the 26th of January. It's going for 28 days. Last time we had this person make this much money and this much money and this much money. And it's like, I want you guys to like work with us then, because when we run these challenges, it's like the way to make money, because we want to start 2026 is that year. And then cool. And then I'm going to do at the end of the call, I'm going to make sure I finish it 90 minutes sharp if anyone has to leave, because if you want to work with us, make sure you leave. And then at the end, I'm just going to do a live Q&A. I'm just going to answer any questions you guys have until we finish. And I'm going to set a time limit for the questions, because sometimes one of the other calls, people just ask questions for too long. So there'll be a time limit of questions to ask as well. And that'll be it. And then cool. And then, so then I'll kind of like run into it. Then the structure will be like, then I think I just need to go like how long, I just kind of need to know like internal run sheet, like how long should I spend on the problem? It's like, I think problem deconstruction is going to be me on screen where it's like, I'm going to use, I'm actually going to think about, I might use like some slides that I've got in the program as the problem. These are just too much slides. I'm going to make my iPad slides. I'll actually do that on the call here. I'm going to make my iPad slides. I maybe already made them for the call. I maybe already have them. LinkedIn system. Yeah, I've already got. This is a good one. That could be it. Then if I write on here like that, then I'll pop it to the front. This is one of the in the program ones. It was too long. No, I think I've already got that. I'll make the slides as well so they matter. Because I think I'll run through the slides, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then I'll show the other clients' ones. So I'll run through like the problem first. Yeah, I'm going to run through the problem first. Yeah, I'll run through the problem statement first, and then I'll do is I'll show the examples, and I'm going to use Pedro as an example, and because he started with like no followers and now he's made like 150 grand a month. His content's fucking amazing. I'll use Bet because she booked like 43 meetings in like a month and she sells to farms. I'll use Evan Suckman because he's not even a client, but he came to our free event and he said, I made so much money from your free content. I need to get another coach to help me scale the business, which was funny. And then I might use Ignacy as well. He previously was in our program and has a very, very good niche. And then I will use Bill Krell. It's just too many dudes, though. It's a problem. Yeah, because he's done really, really well. Let me check who else I can use. Matt Mahoda, he's actually has a good news. Patrick closed 100 grand since starting the program, which is pretty good. Marley. I think her niche is quite good. Yeah. She helps people build children's books, which is really cool. Marley. Yeah. I think she'll be like a good example of, yeah, because she helps people do children's books. So I've got Pedro, Beck, Evan, Ignacy, Bill, Marley, and then just, yeah, and then the structure of how it actually works. Wow, that went really good. Good post, dude. He's posting more often now, which is hilarious. Yeah, that's what I think, like, because we've just got some really good recent testimonials of these people, because older ones don't matter as much. Okay. Paste this in, and then I think after I run through that and I show like what good looks like and why, I've got two GPTs. I've got an offer validation GPT, but I've got the score your LinkedIn profile out of 100 GPT as well, which I want to do. Yeah, so I'll do the LinkedIn score your profile out of 100 GPT. I think that would work really well. Let me just find this fucking shit. I don't want to leave that stuff. Yeah, I got some gold standard examples there, but that's okay. But yeah, and that's kind of my thought process. And then obviously after that, then we're running through. They'll pick someone who will be best to do from the crowd. We'll do that, and then based off last time in the other call, how much time do I need for each thing? If you know what I mean. And then I think what I'll do is I'll coordinate the actual the exact GPTs that I'm going to use. And then how long for the offer and conversion window. That's 25 minutes is like a long time. I do think 20 minutes on the offer would be good. But I think we removed the breakout rooms, 20 minutes on the offer. Probably need to do 20 minutes on the live construction. And there needs to be a segue between the construction and what people learnt. There's obviously the social proof, the problem deconstruction, and the orientation. And then between, just weave throughout, what I need to do is I'll just be asking, what have you learnt most right now? What have you learnt most right now? I'm converting with the crowd. getting them to use the chat and then spotlighting people from. And then also from there, I think it's everything. So I need to just make the internal agenda and the run sheet of just like what's going to happen and then the breakout rooms and stuff so my team kind of knows. Okay, cool. I think it was overkill. I didn't even need to say that much stuff. Actually, what are the GBTs I'm going to use? Internal run sheet. Okay, so the pre-call checklist and setup is like, we need to make sure, this is for my team, so let's get on the call 15 minutes before, and so we're going to run through the brief of what exactly is going to happen. We're going to need someone who's going to be sending the agenda into the chat, the Zoom chat, multiple times, and then just keep sending it, and then someone who's going to be sending the workshop offer into the call multiple times in a row. I think that's going to be like super duper key. Yeah, constantly into the thing multiple times in a row. And then the GPT links, I'll have them open as well. The live workshop, 5 minutes. Yep. Spotlighting. And I will spotlight the attendees based off who I see, and I'll just ask them. So we'll do the spotlight. Then I'm going to ask everyone in the chat what they're most looking forward to. You can do less stuff here. You're doing too much. There's too many words here. Then the context, I'll introduce the team explicitly. I'll set the expectations, and then I'll share screen. I'll run through the agenda, and I want to get people to do the agenda, to my team to share the agenda in the chat. But they just need to make sure to share the agenda in the chat multiple times throughout, just because some people arrive late and they haven't seen it, etc., etc. And then, yeah, the intro and the agenda can be 5 minutes. That's easy. And then I'm just going to go through. We'll go from 10, maybe we'll do 15 minutes on the problem deconstruction. Yeah, and I'll go through the iPad slides, no GBT yet, and that's, yeah, to break the beliefs of just what's going to happen. And then what I'll do is like, then after I do that, I think that situation for the problem section can be 15 minutes. Then what I need to do is I'm going to have a brief section where I'll ask someone, what have you learned most right now? What have you got most out of right now? What do you think you've been doing wrong? And then I'll pin a couple of people, then I'll ask in the chat. Then that's good. And then what I'll do is I'll go through, cool guys, I'm just going to show you now what good looks like. And then I'm going to show you the examples. I'll use, I don't know where Molly came from. I'll use the 4 or 5 examples of different people, and I'll show the specific pieces of content and why they worked as well. And I think, do I want to spend 10 minutes here? Yeah, I could do 10 minutes here as well. And then, yeah, then I go through the live AI profile scoring. But between the 10 minutes, I think it needs to be 15 minutes. Then I have to ask people a couple of minutes. What did you learn most right now? What did you get out of that? What are you going to change? I'll ask a couple of people, maybe 3 people each time, maybe, or just 2. We'll see how it goes. I'll have to judge it based off the time because I'll have a timer next to me. And then I'll do the live profile score. Cool, guys, like, here's the information. Here's how to do the profile scoring. Someone put their profile in the chat. I'm just going to do it. And then everyone, like, then what I get everyone to do is I paste their profile score afterwards in the chat as well. And then I literally, I can see how it's like super tight for time here. Now I understand it. And then it's like, I get them to do the live profile in the chat and just share your profile. And then then share me your LinkedIn profiles and your score afterwards. Then I'll pick a couple of people at random and I'll pick one person and then I'll do like a live rebuild. I need to make this kind of like 20 minutes. I think 15 minutes for the offer. It's got to be 20 minutes for the offer. It has to be. So I want to know where I can cut down time. I think I cut down time on the problem. I think I'll make the problem literally 10 minutes and then I'll ask a couple of people and then I'll say, I'll go problem and then I'll go what good looks like, but I'll ask a couple of people, what have you learned thus far in the chat? And then they say it. Then I'll show what good looks like and then I'll ask a couple of people to get spotlight on the screen. Then I'll go through the AI scoring. Then I'll go through the rebuild. Yeah, the rebuild as well. And then, because I want 20 minutes for the offer at the end. And then essentially the system overview. Yeah, their bridge to offer still needs to happen with the system overview. It's like, this, guys, what did you get at most out? And this whole entire thing is the system overview and the offer can be the same thing. So like, here's the plan of here's what we're doing. If you want to start working with us, it's going to be for 3 months. This is what the offer is going to be. You're going to do a 28-day challenge on 26th of Jan. We're then going to be hosting another 28-day challenge give you after a 2-week break after. Our goal is to make you as much money as possible. We're doing this kind of like the gym. There'll be daily calls every day. I'm bringing in other additional coaches, yada, 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 yada. And I'm going to go through the offer now. And then I just kind of like run through it of like why it matters. I'll share the screen in school, all that kind of stuff. And then I'll make sure that then I'll kind of tell people a couple minutes before the end. It's like, I think even if we can finish 5 minutes before the end, and then we can put people into the 5 minutes before the end, and then I can put people into the breakout rooms, my team members, before then, and then we can kind of switch it up. And then people can like ask questions, then we keep like kind of asking questions. I think that will work quite well. So can you kind of like weave that together? I think this is the easiest way to make it. What other additional questions would you potentially ask me, or things that I need to like instruct my team on like what to do? I've obviously got Ease's going to be doing the moving people in and out of breakout rooms, and then adding things into the chat. My other 3 team members are going to be kind of like community managers. It's going to be like kind of selling / speaking to people during, and then they'll have like the breakout rooms of what they're actually doing kind of thing as well, where they'll all 3 be in their own breakout room. And then essentially the goal, actually, I got to run through the goal when they're in the breakout room. The goal is to like say, pump them up, get them excited, add them to school, get them to then begin the pre-work stuff of the pre-work, and get them to complete that. Say they want to do that for a week. So get them to introduce themselves in the program in the intros section. Then we get them to do the pre-work stuff, pre-program stuff as well. And then do the tech stuff where they apply for the tech so they can get Link Ninja. What they need to do is they need to then show them Link Ninja, the platform that we have as well, and like just run through like what the leaderboard's going to look like and how it's like constructed and all that kind of stuff, because they'll be using that during the challenge. And then essentially we want them to guide the calls of the challenge, because by that time the challenge calls will be on. And just engage in the community before then and still start using it, and then kind of sign to the challenge, the 28-day challenge here, which will be super key. And then just get them psyched. And then we're going to have the onboarding call next week, Thursday, that people are actually going to do. Yeah, the onboarding call that people are actually going to be doing. I think that's going to be super key. All right. Now, if you can kind of like build out this run sheet, what other things need to be maybe potentially answered? Yeah, I think this looks good. Do. Yeah, the team members, the community managers, their job is to have their assigned people for the call and be chatting to as many people as you can who you think are good prospects, and to try to get them excited as well. I don't know what we might need to do is we might need a list. I don't think it's going to be too complicated. Yep. So we've got call structure, agenda, team paste agenda and chat. And we need to keep pasting the agenda a couple of times throughout, saying, here's the agenda, here's the agenda, kind of like every 10 or 15 minutes of like what we're covering and what we're up to kind of thing. Problem deconstruction, cut yourself off at 10 minutes. Yep. Reflection, what good looks like, another 10 minutes. Quick reflection. Yep. Yeah, it's like a segue that we need. Live AI profile score, because I have a tendency to waft. And then live AI profile score. Then I'm going to need a section. It'll be like a couple of minutes to select someone. And then I need to, pick someone and then do a 20-minute live profile score. And that may take a little bit longer than I need. Then there'll be a bridge into the offer. Yep, cool. And teaching now. Breakout rooms. Cool. So pump them up. Join school. Introduce yourselves. Show where it is. walking through this tech link ninja leaderboard, why track matters. It just say where to get access to the tech as well. So where to apply to get access to it on the onboarding, and say it can take 24 to 48 hours under growth mode onboarding as well. Then get them to opt in for the challenge and show them the calls, and then get them to one of the onboarding calls next Thursday, which is really good. Offer consistency on the call. No, the on the call offer is a better price than pre. It's actually a better price. And then the people who get in the breakout rooms is they just announce and they just type enrolled in the chat, and then we'll put you in a breakout room to get started. What objections do I do live? I don't really do objection handling live because the price is so cheap. It's kind of like you decide to make the time before your partner. But I just say that the offer ends on the end of the call. When the call finishes, the offer is no more. Post-call follow-up. And the post-call follow-up will do after. I'll reset that after. So can you make this kind of like internal run sheet so my team understands it and structure, please? And we'll kind of go through it together. All right. So we will go here. Why is it all bold? Okay, but GPT, it always puts a break here, which is just so annoying. Okay, let's read through. So, purpose convert warm attendees. On board immediately. Hmm. Alright, so I'm going to send this to my team before we go on the call. How many pages is it? It's 9 pages. I think this is good. The next thing I have to do is I have to make the GPTs. Or not make them, I have to get which ones I'm going to All right, I'll communicate this run sheet to my team. I think we're okay. 95. It always says 95% of the way there. Okay, so we've got the internal run sheet, which I'll communicate with my team to read through today, and then we'll probably meet about it later today and tomorrow. We've got the GPT workshop. Actually, we need the $3.99 price. We have a $3.99 price. What was that offer? I'll be adding the $3.99 link in there. Okay, cool. So you get the internal run sheet, the custom GPT. The only other thing I need to do is I need to pull out the custom GPTs. Can you please go through these workshop recordings and can you mention the custom GPTs that I actually named during the workshop? That was super key. So what are the actual custom GPTs that I actually named there? Yeah, because I got these custom GPTs. It always does this. Bruh. Hello, more. Wow, a lot of people have used that offer viability GPT. You know what GPT I think that I need to use? The new one I made, offer viability GPT. I just don't want to do it live without doing it. Like what I do is I just talk to the person, ask them questions. It pulls the entire thing into a chat transcript. When I say things, they say things, etc., etc. If you know what I mean. Like, if we both say things, then when it records the entire thing, then I can kind of like paste all their doc and info in there into this kind of offer validity. But the problem is like it won't come up with their. It's like I'd want to use the offer validity kind of thing to then come up with like a description of what they're doing, so I could then put it into like the LinkedIn headline and banner architect, the about me section builder, the list builder, the 7 calls in 7 days, follow up scripts, qualification questions. I think the pimp my offer's got to kind of go first, if you know what I mean. Like that's the pimp my offer. I think I need to just add all this GPT stuff within here. Yeah, pimp my offer, then come up with their qualification questions for on the call. LinkedIn profile score is another thing as well. That's kind of my thought process. I just don't know if this would be too much. What I'm thinking is I could have the discussion with the person, paste it in the offer validity, and then go through and it talks through the thinking process of like, hey, do you overcome this objection? How do you overcome this? What have you found? Okay, cool. Now that we have this information, then we paste it in the other stuff and we kind of do it as like a workflow and in a conversation. Because I think it'll then be valuable because then I can just make them some giant document of what we're actually going to do. Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, I think I'm done. All right, I think I've done. I've put all the custom GPTs inside a Google Doc that I'll be using for tomorrow. I've also created the internal run sheet that I'll share with the team. I've created the workshop. I've created the agenda, and I've also got the offer doc. I'm just getting the $3.99 payment link that I can add in there as well. Yeah, the $3.99 payment link that I can add as well. Yeah, there it is. There's the $3.99 payment link. Yeah. I think that's everything I need. I just need to then communicate it with my team, have a look through it, and then I think we're done. Put this in the chat for the team. Cool. All right. Yep. Cool. Okay, cool. So pretty much just to explain what I just did. So we're hosting a workshop tomorrow. It's a free workshop, so feel free to come along if you would like to. The workshop itself, during the workshop, is I'm going to rebuild someone's LinkedIn profile using my custom GPTs on the call. I'm also going to show people what good looks like, what bad looks like, and then also make an offer to work together, just because I know we by far the best LinkedIn program that actually gets people results. And if you don't agree with us or whatever, look at our testimonials. Yeah. And then also have a look at our testimonials here. Oh, look, we just got another testimonial, right? This is our testimonials chat in our company chat. We just keep going. We have like actually hundreds, if not thousands of testimonials, because we have the best LinkedIn lead generation program that exists on the entire earth. And I'm so confident in that. I'm making it our new goal to help clients collect $1 billion. The mistake that I made, though, is I haven't been getting clients to track. But we ran a survey recently. Sorry, I didn't even show you that. Wait, let me go back to my screen. Show the testimonials. Here they are. Yeah, scrolling forever. And then also scrolling forever at the end of this document. Scrolling forever. These are all testimonials, right? Are epic. And I haven't even shown the testimonials. So it works for every single business owner that's selling something expensive. And no, your niche is not unique. We have like a team member that sells to farms. But what happened recently is like we took a survey recently where we said to clients, hey, tell us what your last month's revenue was. And then they told us. And then combined of the clients we surveyed, it was like 200 of them. The total combined income yearly aggregated is $172 million. So I'm like, hot dang it. So I think we can definitely make our clients $1 billion. We're actually just going to be tracking it. So we brought out some software at the end of last year called Link Ninja. The problem is we haven't been like enforcing and really getting people to use it within the actual program itself. But like Pedro is an example of someone who's actually been using it, close to $331,000. But like now I'm going to be like enforcing it and getting people to actually use it. Now, if people post their revenue, but they can just say private revenue as well, and then it's totally fine. But like that's kind of my. So I just want to essentially create the marketing gym for founders where you just come and do the work and we have live scoring. But we're going to change this scoreboard to essentially like have tiers, pre-revenue, less than 20K a month, over 20K a month, whatever it is, and different instructions, stuff like that. So we've had some people go pretty good. But we've also had like hundreds of people in our program that just don't even use this. Like we've had 2,000 people nearly through our program, I think in total, approximately. But like, we've only got a tiny subset that even use it. So we've got people collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars that never use it. So we want to get everyone to use it so we can have this big aggregate number of how do we get to $1 billion. But yeah, that's essentially, and so what I did on the call is I just made everything to get ready for this custom workshop, GPT workshop. So I created all the GPTs I put in a sheet for myself, the internal run sheet that I just shared with my team, the offer document that I created for on the call, and then the custom GPT workshop. So I hope you enjoyed it. I've got to go now, stop recording, and I'm going to start recording some more of our month 2 program content. But yeah, if you want to work with us, reach out. Otherwise, peace out. See you tomorrow. Actually, what am I going to do tomorrow? My live stream tomorrow, I'm actually just going to try and live stream our entire workshop just live. So I'm literally going to take the Zoom call with the workshop, with everything, and just fucking live stream it on YouTube and everywhere. So come to the workshop via Zoom, or you can literally just watch it on YouTube, but then I'll just have the link to join the workshop down the bottom, which I'm super pumped for. Anyways, peace out.